Good day, everybody. This is Kevin Hogan. Welcome back. This is number 2 in our series of 7 on changing memory, changing decisions. In our last video, just to summarize with a new piece of research, for example, we determined that, for example, say that John Kerry, who was the Secretary of State for a couple of years ago in the United States, say that when he said, he made a quote which was, John Kerry is opposed, I'm reading this straight off the board here, John Kerry is opposed to ripping up the deal to put limits on Iran's nuclear program and instead argues it must be strictly enforced. Do you agree or disagree? And it turns out 51% of the Democrats agree with that statement and 20% disagreed. And then when the question was attributed to Donald Trump, to another group of over 500 people, 54% of the Democrats agreed with the statement and 51% of the Republicans. So just by changing who said the idea from Kerry to Trump, 2.5 times as many people agreed that were Republicans just by changing the attribution. So another cool example was President Obama believes that the policy of affirmative action should be kept in place. Do you agree or disagree? Simple, right? When people were told that Obama said this, 64% of the Democrats, 2/3 of the Democrats said, yeah, I would agree with that. Only 15%, 15% of the Republicans agreed that affirmative action should be kept in place. But when you change this to Donald Trump saying it, 45% of the Democrats now agree. That's half as many, and 33%, double the Republicans. So just by changing who you attribute something to determines whether or not somebody's going to say yes, in large part to whether or not they agree or disagree with your statement. Make sure you attribute to the person that they admire and respect. Now, today, I want to talk with you about instant beliefs and ready-made memories. Instant beliefs and ready-made memories. People have incredibly strong beliefs about the absolute non-existent things, people, places in the world. Dr. Eugene Hartley in 1938 did a really cool study. He surveyed people from over 35 different races before World War II. 3/4 of all of those people who were prejudiced against Jews were also prejudiced against the following 3 groups of people: the Denarians, the Willonians, and the Perennians. Now that, and some of those people said that the Duranians, the Willonians, and the Perennians should be deported in 1938. And half of those people in 1938 said they were planning on avoiding contact with the Denarians, the Willonians, and the Penarians. Half of all the people surveyed, 50%. The reason that Dr. Hartley is named Dr. Hartley is because Dr. Eugene Horowitz was a Jew, and he changed his name to Dr. Hartley because of the incredible prejudice against Jews that was being experienced at that time. And of course, we know worldwide what happened in World War II against the Jews. So the key here is that there were no such thing as Denarians, Willonians, or Perennians, and yet half the people were ready to deport all of them, and 3/4 were prejudiced against them. So how do you utilize this to create beliefs? Well, first of all, we now know that how a question is asked is huge, right? That's one thing we learned today. How you ask the question matters a lot. So for example, you say President Obama thinks, or you say Donald Trump thinks, or you say Hillary Clinton thinks. When you say somebody thinks and you know that person respects the person at hand, Clinton or Obama or Trump, you know you're going to win when you attribute it that way. And how the question is to be answered. And this is one of the fascinating things. There's so much research here recently that's been done, I can't even wade through it. I'm just going to tell you the results. It turns out that if you have people say, I haven't thought of that much as one of 3 or 4 potential responses, like I agree with Obama, I agree with Clinton, I agree with Trump, or I haven't really thought of it much. When people have the option of saying, I haven't thought about it much, the increases response there and they decrease for all of the people. But if you want to get people to believe in something, put the answer, one of the 4 answers, I don't know. People hate to not know. And so very few people are willing to say, I don't know, when they're asked a question. So in other words, if I said to you, if you could vote between Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, or you didn't know, which would you choose? A higher number of people are going to say Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. But we also know that once people have that opinion, that there's the evil Willonians and the Perennians and the, what were they, the Denarians out there, once they know those people are there, we know that half of the people surveyed are going to want to deport them. That's the power of creating a belief on the spot, instantly, with a question about a fictitious group of people. Can you imagine what's going to happen when you talk about something that's real and people make, yes, I agree, I think that they're bad and they should be deported. Cool? Scary and cool. In the next one, we'll talk about more applications for you and your business. Till then, have a great day. I'll see you then.